The first thing he noticed was her body, not her eyes, not her face, not the way the sunlight fell softly across the street that afternoon, just her body. His laugh came easily, sharp and careless, slicing through the quiet daytime crowd like it had every right to. The words left his mouth before she could turn away, before she could protect herself. "You got fat." And just like that, the past rose from the ground and wrapped its hands around her chest, squeezing the air from her lungs. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories that remind us how deeply words can hurt and heal, then please take a moment right now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel Kindness Spark. Your support keeps stories like this alive. Her name was Seraphina Moore, and she stood frozen on the sunny sidewalk outside a neighborhood cafe, the warmth of the afternoon unable to reach the sudden cold spreading through her veins. She had not expected to see him there, not in this part of the city, not after everything. Years had passed since she last saw Rowan Blake, yet his voice still had the same power it once did, the same careless confidence, the same ability to make her feel small in seconds. She instinctively wrapped her arms around her stomach, a reflex born not of shame, but of protection. Seraphina had once been the girl people described as glowing. She had been light-footed, hopeful, full of plans and laughter. Back then, she believed love was something you earned by giving more, forgiving more, shrinking yourself just enough to fit someone else's expectations. Rowan had loved that version of her because it never challenged him. When she began to change, when she grew tired of apologizing for taking up space, he had called it selfishness. When she needed support instead of criticism, he had called it weakness. And when she finally left, choosing herself for the first time, he had called her nothing at all, now standing in the daylight with the city moving. Around them, Rowan looked at her like she was proof of a bad decision. His eyes skimmed over her loose dress, her fuller figure, his expression filled with satisfaction rather than curiosity. He did not know the truth. He did not know that beneath the soft fabric was a life growing quietly, patiently. He did not know that the weight she carried was not failure but love. Seraphina had learned to walk slowly these days, to breathe deeply, to listen to her body. The pregnancy had not been planned, not in the way people imagined fairy tales unfolding. She had met Callahan Pierce almost a year earlier under circumstances that felt unreal even now. He was a single father, a man carrying both wealth and responsibility with a quiet humility that surprised her. He never introduced himself with titles, never let his billions define the way he treated people. He was present, attentive, gentle, in a way that did not ask for repayment. Their connection had grown in daytime moments, not candlelit nights or dramatic confessions. It grew in hospital corridors where Callahan volunteered, in parks where he watched his young son play while listening to Seraphina talk about her dreams. It grew in coffee shops where sunlight streamed through windows and they laughed over small things. When she discovered she was pregnant, fear had nearly swallowed her whole. But Callahan had not disappeared. He had not questioned her worth or her body. He had simply held her hands and told her she was not alone. Rowan did not know any of this. He did not see the strength it took for Seraphina to rebuild herself after years of being diminished. He did not see the nights she cried quietly, terrified of the future, but determined to give her child a life filled with warmth and safety. He did not see the way Callahan's son had already placed his small hand on her stomach one afternoon, curious and gentle, as if he somehow understood. The sidewalk encounter ended quickly. Seraphina did not argue. She did not explain. She did not defend herself. She simply walked away, each step steady despite the tremor inside her chest. Rowan's laughter followed her for only a moment before being swallowed by traffic and voices, but its echo lingered longer than she wanted to admit. She found a bench nearby, bathed in daylight, and sat down, letting the sun warm her face as tears blurred her vision. She placed both hands over her stomach and breathed through the pain, reminding herself that she was no longer living for validation from someone who never learned kindness. As the months passed, change unfolded quietly. Callahan stood by her through doctor appointments, morning sickness, and restless afternoons. He never rushed her healing, never demanded she be strong when she needed rest. The world saw him as a billionaire, a powerful figure in business headlines, but Seraphina knew him as the man who tied his son's shoes, who cooked simple meals, who listened without interrupting. She watched him parent with patience, and her fear slowly softened into trust. News traveled faster than Seraphina expected. Rowan heard about her pregnancy through mutual acquaintances, half-truths twisted into gossip. He learned about Callahan, not as the man Seraphina loved, but as a name attached to wealth and status. Curiosity replaced mockery. Regret crept in quietly. For the first time, Rowan wondered what he had lost, but it was too late for questions that came without accountability. One afternoon, months later, Seraphina attended a charity event during the day, sunlight flooding the elegant hall. She wore a soft blue dress that embraced her pregnancy rather than hiding it. Her posture was different now. She stood taller, not because her body had changed, but because her heart had healed. Callahan stood beside her, one hand resting protectively on her back, his presence calm and grounding. When Rowan spotted them from across the room, recognition hit him like a wave.